Welcome back, watch fans. Today we're talking about how to avoid losing bigly with watches. That's right, we're talking about how you must avoid losing money when it comes to the watch market. Unbelievable but true. And most of you tomato cans are right now on the precipice. The precipice. You know what that is? You know what precipice is? You Google it. But right now you are on the precipice of losing trillions of dollars, maybe thousands, with your tomato can watches. That's right, these watches you bought from the Muppet Boiler Room channels who are stealing your children's lunchbox money and your hubcaps. Unbelievable but true. Look, all kidding aside, the big mistake I think that most watch collectors, I'm going to use the word collector, okay, most watch collectors are making is they are not making, how shall we say, thoughtful decisions, and they are following the herd. They're following the herd, the sheep, into right off of the cliff. They're following the lemmings right off of the cliff. They are walking off a short pier, off a short dock into the ocean. That is the mistake I believe that most of these watch collectors are making. But by the way, when I say a watch collector, I'm talking about somebody who's buying more than one watch, somebody who owns more than one watch, and not that nobody needs to have more than one watch. But if you do have more than one, well, I guess you're getting into the kind of, collecting category. So, look, my philosophy has always been, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Look, I'm only interested in buying watches that I believe have multiple catalysts for upside potential. That's right, multiple catalysts to increase in value in the intermediate long term, meaning 1 year to 5 years. Right, it's not going to happen in a week. You're not going to double your money with the watches in a week or overnight. This is not like that, but you absolutely can make 100%, 300% or more returns over a time horizon of, let's call it 1 year to 3 years. I have done it multiple times, and guess what? You know what? If I can do it, you can too. So I'm going to give you some quick rules to follow. And rule number one is you need to join the channel. That's right. You cannot be a tomato can and crayon eater. Stop being tomato cans, crayon eaters, and window lickers. Stop licking those windows. Stop licking those windows. You need to join the channel. Click the join button, $4.95 a month. And that'll also get you a free watch collection review video, custom video. All you got to do is join and then send an email to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com. Okay, let's talk about making money with watches. So, again, if the 99% of the watch content out there, you see these channels, these Archie Luxury channel, you got the Watch Hangout channel, the JJ Bukyak channel, you got the groomers and grifters over at the Watch Colony, that's Kukistan. You got Kukistan, Chomostan, and Bukyakistan. Unbelievable but true. Then you got the Theo and Homo. You got the Dirty Sanchez brothers. You got all these grifters out there who are basically they're tomato cans, right? Now, here's the thing: the big mistake, and 99% of what I see, the big mistake you guys making are you are going heavy into Rolex, which is really a tomato can watch. Okay, it's the watch of peasants. Okay, you're getting heavy into Rolex, and then I see some of you guys doubling down into Patek and or AP, but getting the wrong models. Now, look, let's be very clear. This channel is all about making huge and bigly money with watches from the major brands. And we're not talking about independents. We're not playing that game. There's not enough liquidity in that market. We're looking at specifically Patek Philippe. I think Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. And also, if you want to go into some niche areas of, let's call it Piaget or Vacheron or JLC, you got a couple of these smaller brand. Well, I shouldn't say smaller, but a couple of these other brands which also have upside. But look, the big mistake most of you guys are making, you're all lemmings. You're all buying the same damn watches, and guess what happens? You know what happens? You can't make any money because if everybody buys the Rolex Submariner, it becomes a crowded trade, as they say on Wall Street. It's a crowded trade. Everybody's in there, meaning there's no more room for it to increase. Everybody already owns it. Everybody owns the Rolex Submarine. Unbelievable but true, right? Everybody owns the Rolex Submarine, so there's no more room for it to increase. Right? Does that make sense? Okay, so on this channel we focus on watches that are in kind of niches that nobody's following yet, but they're a catalyst for them to explode. And guess what? If you've been watching this channel, this watch is up 400%. At its peak it was up 400%. Now it's up only 300%. We have the 3940 Patek Perpetual Calendar. We got the Ellipse. We got, what else is it? We had a couple of others, right? But those watches are all increasing in value bigly. The problem with the Rolex, and here's the problem with the Rolex, there's really no room for upside. It's a perfect market. There is no information advantage, right? You have no information advantage. And everybody knows the price. Everybody knows the value. Everybody knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. You understand what that means? Everybody knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. The average Rolex tomato can, the guy buying modern Rolex Submariners, day dates, all that, they know nothing. They just know what the price is because, some Puerto Rican hubcap thief is telling them this is what the price is that week or whatever. Like he knows, right? I mean, this guy knows about the price of used hubcaps that he sells in the Bronx. But, anyway, the point is you can't make any money with Rolex because everybody knows what it's worth, right? You're lucky if you're going to make $20, right? Every buyer thinks he's, is a wise guy. They're all going to try to offer you the same lowball price. However, when it comes to something like this, right? Audemars Piguet Vintage, Neo Vintage, the Owl, similar things, right? Nobody knows what they're really worth because there's few examples on the market, right? So you want something where there's not that many examples, where there's rarity, and there's also a story, right? And of course, you've got to have the big brand behind it. You got to have, a brand that's recognizable because that gives it, gives people comfort, a level of comfort, right? They heard of Audemars Piguet, they heard of Patek, so that's good. We're not going into these, weird areas like cricket or Vulcain or, whatever. Even what's the one? Universal Genève. Even that is actually, they make some watches, but that's a little bit going off to the deep end. But no, look, you got to go into these niches. For example, Patek Philippe Ellipse. We've been talking about that watch for a couple of years, right? And there were multiple catalysts for that watch to go up, and guess what? It's doubled in value. Just in the last 6 months, right? And that's what happens. A lot of times with these markets, right? The big move happens right away. It could be slowly, then boom, all the returns, all the upside happens within a period of 6 months to a year. For example, the Audemars Piguet Cobra. We've been telling you about the Cobra for how long? How long have we been telling you about the Cobra for? About a year, right? And I told you guys that watch was going to explode, and guess what? It tripled in a year. That's crazy. So all the returns of that watch already happened. You're too late. If you buy the Cobra now, you're going to lose money. I'm telling you right now, the watches, that trend is, all the juice has been squeezed from that lemon, from that orange. All the juice has been squeezed out. The AP Cobra was just a hype thing for Dirty Sanchez influencer types. So also the Cartier crash and all those shaped Cartiers, it's done. Guys, it's done. Don't be suckers. The move is done. Okay, you got to find the next big thing. How do you find the next big thing? You got to click the join button to become an aristocrat. You got to become a member of the channel as a paid member, as an aristocrat. And the keys to the universe are going to be yours, including enlightenment, and you're going to get a free watch collection review. By all you got to do is just send an email to brutalwatchreviews@gmail.com, and you'll get a custom video posted over here. And that is all we have to say to you guys for now. All right, so make sure you comment below and send money now.